There we go. All right, fantastic stuff. We are back here once again. Thanks for joining us with
Thanks
gentlemen.
for bearing with us.
For real. Yep, no audio. We should be back up on audio now. The streaming program went through a force update. I tried to not go through an update, but it opened and then crashed on us, so I'm like, okay, fine.
It needs to update.
I'll freaking update. Anyway, we did the force update, and it kind of reset a couple of things for us. But anyway, we are here. Everything is working. We have questions. We have a fun night planned for you. Thank you very much for being here, everybody, as we get into Gentleman Octopus Trivia. Happens every Monday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Thanks again for tuning in. Give me just a second. I'm pulling up the YouTube and the Twitch streams so that I can drop the answer forms in there. Let's see. Answer forms.
Just going to hear your own voice.
Did you already put the answer forms in Facebook? Thank you very much. Let's see. Copy link. YouTube. And, hold on, Twitch is going to ask me to log in. And it's going to ask me to authorize.
Yep. Hey, you did it.
That's going to ask me to change my password, too, even though it's, like, you know, new. Remind me later. There we go. Wonderful. 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 All right, I see we already have a few viewers. Thanks again for joining us. Let's get into a little bit of our thank yous for our supporters. I've been meaning to update this screen, but by and large, this is still really accurate. We've got a lot of people who end up, you know, being faithful regulars of ours, and thank you everybody who's supported us, either supported us recently and just come on board, or if you've been here from the beginning, thank you very, very much. We'd like to extend those thanks to Liz Hudson, Adam Francois Watkins, and Rachel Schumann, to Lincoln Hamilton, Claire Fisher, and Will Gilbert. Also thank you Gail Angeles, Stephen Glassman, and Mark Dawson. To Jerome Verid, Adam Connor, and Martin Butterick, we say thank you. And we'd also like to thank Kent Buxton, Dustin Resch, Lindsay Henry, Jordan Lax, Dan Fitzpatrick, and of course, Sarah Ann Rapp, the partner of the Octopus and partner of mine, who has contributed a question to tonight's game. So look for that in round number 2. Nom 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 nom.
Yep.
All right, just got a few viewers in. Going to give you all some time to trickle in.
This was originally planned for last week, but then Facebook. Yeah.
That was a fun day, wasn't it?
It was a fun day.
Yeah, we're kind of doing our regular Monday scramble. We kind of work the way the South Park guys work. We're doing our regular Monday scramble and putting together all the slides and getting the game ready to go.
And we had it done.
We did.
We had it done by
pretty early on.
Yeah.
Pretty early on.
And we were like, yeah, we don't have to scramble for once. Like, everything's done. This is great.
And then Facebook stopped working.
And then Facebook.
Yeah. It stopped working for close to 4 or 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
It was one of those things, too, that when it started to come back, it was pretty close to stream time, just a couple hours out, and I wasn't sure if it was a permanent fix yet. And we were talking to our dad.
Things like reacts were going away and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So it was while he was coming back piecemeal.
Right, and I hadn't seen anybody else do anything on Facebook Live yet. I wasn't sure what was happening with that. Our dad works in IT, and we were talking to him about it. He's saying, well, the error that they're saying was the cause, may not have actually been the cause, and there might be something that's unreported. I'm like, oh, damn. Well, I don't think I want to take a chance on that. We'll just say, you know, watch Monday Night Football this week and come back for you next week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we did. But anyway, we are back. We've got fresh questions for you. We are ready to go. Let's hit it with the rules as we wait for some people to come in. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Second of all, our game is really easy to play. The only thing you need are a few links that will be provided for you. You can find those links either in the comments section of the Facebook Live video, or you can find it in the chat on YouTube and on the Twitch stream. So please submit your answers using the Google form links that we've provided in those windows. Make sure that on your answer form you include your team name and that you only submit each form one time. You submit it more than once, our system will not recognize it and will purge probably all of your forms.
Yep.
Because it's like, this is not right. You're not supposed to be sending in more than one thing. So don't do it. It'll be a lot easier if you just submit the one form. There will be 5 rounds tonight, as always, and there will be 8 questions in each round. Your middle round is a music round with a theme. All of our questions tonight are worth 1 point.
Except for the music round, in which you get a point for title and artist, and a point for the song name. And a bonus 2 points for the theme. So it always behooves you to guess the theme, even if you got no idea.
Exactly what TJ said. Questions will be read once and then recapped. Following the recap, we'll put up a little 3-minute timer. And at the end of that 3-minute timer, just get your answers in. Once we have all of the answers and we have evaluated the wrong and correct answers, we will get back to you and show you what the correct answers were for that round. And we'll have a score check for you after round number 2 and after round number 4. So look forward to those. I see we got a couple more viewers coming in. Going to give it just another moment or two before we get started. But the beauty of it is, of course, when we do that recap, you can see the questions again.
Yep, so if you file in late, don't worry about it. It probably will be recapped for you.
If you need anything repeated that doesn't already get repeated, let us know. We'll do everything we can to try to help you out. We'll be monitoring the chats on all of the streams, so if there's anything you need, just put it in your chats or your stream's chat, and we'll be able to see it across Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Feel free to play individually or team up. We don't have a hard and fast cap on how many members should be on a team, but we recommend 6 to 8, probably maximum, I would say. I mean, that's more for your convenience than even for ours. Because things get real hectic when you have more than 6 players. I mean, things are hard already with 6 players, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, there will be no final question tonight, and the tiebreaker, which has not yet been written, will be written and used in the event only of a first-place tie, and not to settle any other positioning. I think that's behind us.
That is everything.
All right. Let's move on to question number 1 in our first round. Do you want to take it, TJ, or should I?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
Have fun.
Cool. Question number 1. In a short story by D.H. Lawrence, a young boy named Paul helps his family make money by identifying betting opportunities while using what perhaps erstwhile nursery staple. In a short story by D.H. Lawrence, a young boy named Paul helps his family make money by identifying betting opportunities while using what perhaps erstwhile nursery staple. What is that nursery staple that titles the short story? That's question 1.
Question number 2. Bounded, in part, by the Shelikof Gulf, as well as the islands of Sakhalin and Hokkaido, what marginal sea off the coast of Kamchatka has been redacted? Got one right out the gate.
Yeah, redacted.
Click. Redacted from the following slide. So I'm about to show you an image, and it'll be a map image, and redacted on that slide will be the name of the geographical feature we're looking for. And once again, that the clue for that geographical feature is bounded in part by the Shelikof Gulf, as well as the islands of Sakhalin and Hokkaido. What marginal sea off the coast of Kamchatka has been redacted from this map? There we go. We got a big red rectangle over that name twice. So, identify the marginal sea located off the coast of Kamchatka, which has been redacted from this map. It's bounded by all kinds of things on its perimeter, but the ones we identified in the question are the Shelikof Gulf and the island of Hokkaido. What's the name of that marginal sea? That's question number 2.
Question number 3. What Kazakh-born middleweight boxer with a 41-1-1 record is known for devastating body shots and for fighting Canelo Alvarez on 2 separate occasions? Your sports question of the night. What Kazakh-born middleweight boxer with a 41-1-1 record is known for devastating body shots and for fighting Canelo Alvarez on 2 separate occasions? What is the name of that boxer? Also, we'll take the nickname.
Ooh, that's a little hint for you.
There you go. That's question 3.
Question number 4. Which Jewish holiday, whose 5 prayer services include the closing Ne'ilah, is one of 2 fast days in the month of Tishrei, along with the fast of Gedalia? The fast of Gedalia is one of two fast days in the month of Tishrei, what Jewish holiday is the other? This holiday includes 5 prayer services and closes with the Ne'ilah. What is the name of that Jewish holiday in the month of Tishrei? That is question number 4.
It is. Question number 5. In 1994, Forrest Gump was the highest grossing film in the United States and would have become the highest grossing film of the year had it not narrowly been beaten by what animated film? What animated film pipped Forrest Gump at the post to become the highest grossing film worldwide?
In 1994.
In 1994. Yep.
All right. Question number 6 as we move along. Seen on the following slide are the yellow-bellied and red-eared species of what type of turtle, whose name is also a term found in baseball and casual dining. So what type of turtle are we looking at here on question number 6's slide? On the left, you have the yellow-bellied species, and on the right, you have the red-eared species. These are both a particular type of turtle, whose name is also the same as a term you would find in baseball and casual dining. And for those of you just joining us, question number 6 in round number 1 is always the same. It's always an animal question with a visual component. And question number 8 in round number 2 is also the same. It is an anagram question with a Randy component.
Mm-hmm.
Randy component.
Oh, no, Randy Bent's got replaced.
Randy Bent.
Yeah, Randy Bent got replaced.
That's question number 6. Identify those types of turtle.
Here, let me get our webcam back up.
Thank you very much,
we go.
TJ.
Question number 7. Eugenie Anderson became the first female ambassador of the United States when she served as official envoy to Denmark from 1949 to 1953. Anderson was later made ambassador to what Eastern Bloc country that was led by Todor Zhivkov from 1954 to 1989. So what Eastern Bloc country was led by Todor Zhivkov from 1954 to 1989 and was their ambassador was Eugenie Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
That's question 7.
That is question number 7. Rounding you out here with question number 8. A notable feature of Mediterranean, Balkan, and North African cuisine is what course of small plates or appetizers, an example of which is seen on this slide. There we go. I thought we were going to have to disappear because I thought I made it larger, but
Does not look delicious.
the resolution is just beautiful on this image. And I mean, everything in this image is just beautiful. But again, a notable feature in Mediterranean, North African, and what did I have? Balkan cuisine is what course, which is typically composed of small plates or appetizers. What course is being served here? Not looking for a dish, looking for a course. That's question number 8. Let's hit it with a recap.
Question number 1. In a short story by D.H. Lawrence, a young boy named Paul helps his family make money by identifying betting opportunities while using what perhaps erstwhile nursery staple. So what is that erstwhile nursery staple used in a D.H. Lawrence short story? That's question 1.
Question number 2. Bounded in part by the Shelikof Gulf, as well as the islands of Sakhalin and Hokkaido, what marginal sea off the coast of Kamchatka has been redacted from this slide? What marginal sea has a name that is hidden below the red rectangles on this slide right here? It is a marginal sea off the coast of Kamchatka, bounded by Hokkaido, Sakhalin, and the Shelikof Gulf, among other geographical features. What is the name of that sea? That is question number 2.
Question number 3. What Kazakh-born middleweight boxer with a 41-1-1 record is known for devastating body shots and for fighting Canelo Alvarez on 2 separate occasions? As that Kazakh boxer, that is question 3.
Moving right along as we get into question number 4 once again. Which Jewish holiday, whose 5 prayer services include the closing Ne'ilah, is one of 2 fast days in the month of Tishrei, the other being the fast of Gedalia? So what other Jewish holiday is paired with the fast of Gedalia as one of 2 fast days in the month of Tishrei? That's question number 4.
Question number 5. In 1994, Forrest Gump was the highest grossing film in the United States and would have become the highest grossing film of the year worldwide had it not been narrowly beaten by what animated film? So what animated film in 1994 usurped Forrest Gump as the highest grossing film worldwide that year? That's question 5.
Question number 6 is your animal question. Seen on the following slide are the yellow-bellied and red-eared varieties of what type of turtle, whose name is also a term you would find in baseball and casual dining. Intriguing pair. So what type of turtle are we looking at? Once again, over on the left, you have the yellow-bellied species, and on the right, the red-eared species. What kind of turtle is it? It's question number 6.
And question number 7, Eugenie Anderson became the first female ambassador of the United States when she served as the official envoy to Denmark from 1949 to 1953. Anderson would later be ambassador to what Eastern Bloc country that was led by Todor Zivkov from 1954 to 1989. What Eastern Bloc country was led by Todor Zivkov from 1954 to 1989? That is question 7. And your last one.
Yep, your last one here in round number 1 is question number 8. A notable feature of Mediterranean, Balkan, and North African cuisine is what course, composed of small plates or appetizers, an example of which is seen on this slide. Nice little feast for the eyes in multiple meanings of the word. I was mentioning more like this round has a lot of images to it. I think there's a good variety of images too. But also you get to look at that, and that's wow. That's amazing. All right, that's also round number 1. So submit your answers. We are going to start a 3-minute timer for you and play some filler music. Once we get your answers, we'll evaluate them and get back to you with the correct answers from the round. So best of luck, everybody. TJ, what are you feeling, musically speaking?
A little bit of salsa?
Salsa, okay.
Yeah, I like salsa.
Salsa, let's see. Stations. And punk, R&B, rock, ska. Okay, so you gotta do salsa. Gotta search for salsa. Okay, here's one called salsa. We will see you all in just a little bit. Best of luck.
All right, let's get into those correct answers here for round number 1. Starting with question number 1, a short story by D.H. Lawrence. A young boy named Paul helps his family make money by identifying betting opportunities using what perhaps erstwhile nursery staple. That is called the Rocking Horse Winner, and it's a rocking horse.
Submit your answers. Oh, so I forgot to put an answer reveal screen there. I'll need to make sure that gets fixed for next week.
No. But that is a rocking horse, and there must be more money.
Must be more money somewhere. It's in the walls of the house. You can hear the voices going, gotta get some more coin.
Buddy.
Question number 2, bounded in part by the Shelikof Gulf as well as the islands of Sakhalin and Hokkaido, what marginal sea off the coast of Kamchatka has been redacted from the following map? That is the Sea of Okhotsk. There it is, right there. Forgot to put up the thing.
Get your
Forgot
risk
to
on.
put up the reveal, too. Wow, okay.
A little off.
I was on one.
A little off. Question number 3, what Kazakh-born middleweight boxer with a 41-1-1 record is known for his devastating body shots and for fighting Saul Canelo Alvarez on 2 separate occasions? They're going to have a third fight later on this year, hopefully. This is Gennady Golovkin, who also would have taken Triple G.
Yep, that would have been acceptable. And there's one of those signature body shots getting landed on that poor gentleman there on the right. Question number 4, which Jewish holiday, whose 5 prayer services include the closing Ne'ilah, is one of 2 fast days in the month of Tishrei, along with the fast of Gedalia. One of the most major Jewish holidays is this one, Yom Kippur.
Want to try a harder Yom Kippur question?
That was a harder Yom Kippur question. No, you don't get no shofar. You don't get the Kol Nidre. But I'm like, it's got 5 prayer services, major holiday. It's in Tishrei, and it's a fast day. So I thought that was gettable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yom Kippur.
Question number 5. In 1994, Forrest Gump was the highest grossing film in the United States and would have become the highest grossing film of the year worldwide had not been narrowly beaten by what animated film? And that's The Lion King.
It is The Lion King. Because of course it is.
Yep, 1994 animated film. That's The Lion King.
All right, question number 6. Seen on the following slide are the yellow-bellied and red...
Following slide, huh?
Yeah? What?
Following slide. You know, that's funny for the answer.
Oh, I getcha.
Yeah. Someone's even say the following sliders.
Now, didn't have to be like that.
I did, though.
But yeah, sliders, definitely a term you'd find in baseball and casual dining, as well as the descriptive name for these turtley boys.
Had a lot of those in our lake.
Yep, red-eared especially.
Yep. Eugenie Anderson became the first female ambassador to the United States when she served as the official envoy to Denmark from 1949 to 1953. Anderson was later made ambassador to what Eastern Bloc country that was led by Todor Zivkov from 1954 to 1989, and Zivkov led Bulgaria for the better part of 40 years.
I must have taken different classes growing up than y'all, because that was a social. I expected it to be very hard, but I have a rule where I don't ask about something unless I've heard of it myself. I made an exception here because Todor Zivkov did serve as premier for 45 goddamn years.
That's a lot.
That's pretty major, and I feel it's worth knowing. But apparently you already do it.
35 years.
54 to 89. 54 to 89 is 45 years.
No, it's not. Do your math.
You're right. 35 years.
That's why it's the better part of 40 years.
You're right. You're right.
Question number 8. A notable feature of Mediterranean, Balkan, and North African cuisine, as I go right across you here, is what course of small plates or appetizers that is seen on the following slide. And that deliciousness is called mezzi.
Yep, mezzi or metza. That's a wonderful, wonderful invention of North African, Balkan, and Mediterranean cuisine. How can I get more food into this meal? And I love the idea you get small plates. You know, you get to try a little bit of everything. Yeah.
A little bit of a nibble.
That's fantastic. Metza seems great. All right, TJ, introduce us to who we got.
All right, let's see. We have got tonight, we have Kanye West Style Virus, Urban Meyer's Grinding Style of Play. Ooh.
Oh.
The Jaguar fans pour one out. Third Podium, and Team Coast to Coast.
Certainly not just for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons to pour one out for the Jaguars.
Yeah, only 4 teams in it tonight. Nice, close, intimate game of Octopus.
One intimate Octopus.
Gonna see if we can... how long was Fidel in charge? I don't know. How long was Fidel in charge? Can you look that up, TJ?
Yeah.
There we go. While you do that, I am going to pull up the next round.
59 to 2008.
That's 49 years.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. He was
How
prime
many-
minister from 59 to 76, and then 76 to 08 he was president.
Right, he was premier is the whole thing. He's like
Yep.
he was the guy who was in charge, and then when he wasn't in charge, they changed who was in charge. You know. Your turn, TJ.
All right. Question number 1. Name for a Mexican state, ordered by Sonora and Coahuila. What desert covers the southern half of New Mexico, as well as the southeastern corner of Arizona? So, name for a Mexican state bordered by Sonora and Coahuila. What desert covers the southern half of New Mexico, as well as the southeastern corner of Arizona? That is question 1.
Mm-hmm. Question number 2. After leading the Nielsen ratings every year from 1971 to 1976, what CBS sitcom fell outside the top 10 when the network decided to move it to Wednesdays or Sundays starting in 1977? Depending, of course, on which season you were watching. It was either on Wednesdays or Sundays. But what sitcom went from leading the Nielsen ratings from 1971 to 1976 to being left on the outside the top 10, when the network decided to move it? What is the name of that sitcom whose fateful date change had it landing outside the top 10?
Mm-hmm.
That's question number 2.
Question number 3. The Locono and the Taino culture and language developed from what group of indigenous peoples of South America and the Greater Antilles, whose colonists juxtaposed that with that of the Carib people? So once again, the Locono and Taino culture and language developed from what group of indigenous peoples of South America and the Greater Antilles, whose colonists juxtaposed with that of the Carib people? Was that indigenous people? That is question 3.
By the way, happy Indigenous Peoples Day, everybody.
Yeah.
Clink. Question number 4. The photos taken on the following slide depicting events during D-Day and the Spanish Civil War were taken by what Hungarian-born photographer who was killed by a landmine in Vietnam? So I'm going to show you these images. They do depict war, so if you don't want to see anything like that, I'll give you 5 seconds to look away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So on the left, the image taken of the assault on D-Day, and the image on the right, a fallen soldier in the Spanish Civil War. These were both images recorded by what Hungarian-born photographer who was killed in Vietnam, not in the era you'd expect, by the way, by a landmine. Who was the war photographer who took these images? That is question number 4.
And question number 5. What name is shared by the...
Time's up.
Yeah, it is, apparently. What name is shared by the highest charting single for the singer John Bellion and a pop-punk band that was formed near Baltimore in 2003? So what name is shared by the highest charting single on the Billboard Hot 100 for singer John Bellion and a pop-punk band that was formed near Baltimore in 2003? That is question 5.
And question number 6. This one comes to you from Sarah Ann Rapp. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Sarah. All right. Poodle cuts are thought to have originated to optimize the dog's work hunting waterfowl. This is in contrast to today's view of them as merely decorative and functionless. A characterization epitomized in Best in Show, by which Prance and Pooch, with a name that puns on a colorful work of 20th century music. With the name punning on a colorful work of 20th century music, what Prance and Pooch from the Christopher Guest mockumentary Best in Show exemplifies the somewhat decorative and functionless perception of the poodle cut, even though poodle cuts were originally designed to help the doggies hunt waterfowl. What's the name of that dog? What's the name of that dog from Best in Show whose name puns on a colorful work of 20th century music? Put it in.
It's question 6. Question number 7. The following symbol represents what 4-word concept in mathematics and philosophy that describes a proof of truth dependent on 2 conditions? Once again, the following symbol represents what 4-word concept in mathematics and philosophy?
Ooh, math and philosophy over that.
Mm-hmm. Once again, this symbol represents what four-word term in both mathematics and philosophy? That is question 7.
And you know what time it is now. It's time to move on to question number 8. And it's a Randy anagram,
It is
as it
indeed.
always is. All right, question number 8, Randy. Anagram time. Rearrange the following letters and give us an 8-letter word. Your letters are HIPSTOSS. That is hips toss. And your hint is, hey, you think you can teach me that? Hey, you think you can teach me that? Hips toss. That's your clue. Those are your letters. Rearrange those letters and give us an 8-letter word. That's question number 8. That's round number 2. Let's hit it with the recap.
Yep. Question number 1, named for a Mexican state bordered by Sonora and Coahuila. Yep, Coahuila, that's it. Yep. What desert covers the southern half of New Mexico as well as the southeastern corner of Arizona? I can talk today.
Yeah, sorry, I put southern and southeastern back
That's right.
to back. That's got to be toughies.
That's okay. What is the name of that desert? That's question 1.
Question number 2. After leading the Nielsen ratings every single year from 1971 to 1976, what CBS sitcom fell outside even the top 10 when the network decided to move it to Wednesdays or Sundays, starting in 1977? After it was moved from its regularly scheduled night, what CBS sitcom that previously held the number 1 spot in the Nielsen ratings for the first half of the 1970s fell outside the top 10, starting in 1977? That's question number 2. Identify the sitcom. TJ.
Question number 3, the Locono and Taino culture and language developed from what group of indigenous peoples of South America and the Greater Antilles, who colonists juxtaposed with that of the Carib people? So what indigenous peoples is that? That is question 3.
Question number 4. The photos taken from the following slide depicting images from D-Day and the Spanish Civil War were taken by what Hungarian-born photographer who was killed by a landmine in Vietnam? Again, about to show you war images, and I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's your slide. So the image on the left there is taken of the invasion, the D-Day invasion. And the image on the right is from the Spanish Civil War. Both of these images were recorded by what Hungarian-born war photographer? That's question number 4. Identify that photographer.
Question number 5, what name is shared by the highest charting single for singer John Bellion in a pop-punk band that was formed near Baltimore in 2003? So the name is the same as the name shared by the highest charting single for singer John Bellion and the pop-punk band that was formed near Baltimore in 2003. What are those names? That's question 5.
Question number 6. Poodle cuts are thought to have originated to optimize the dog's work hunting waterfowl. This is in contrast to today's view of them as merely decorative and functionless, a characterization epitomized in Best in Show by which Prancin' Pooch, with a name that puns on a colorful work of 20th century music. With a name punning on a colorful work of 20th century music, what Prancin' Poodle, from the Christopher Guest film Best in Show, epitomizes the decorative and functionless view of the modern poodle cut? That's question number 6. What's the name of that dog?
Question number 7. The following symbol represents what four-word concept in mathematics and philosophy describes a proof of truth that is dependent on 2 conditions. Two conditions. So this symbol represents a four-word term in both mathematics and philosophy that is a truth dependent on 2 conditions. What?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
What's up?
No, I was just going to say something to Jerome in the chat.
All right.
You were in the middle of reading, though.
That's right.
Oh, so I was just going to say, yeah, Jerome, I feel you, too, about having one of those photographers' books and wanting to play tonight's game. I'm looking up here at some of the books we have, and there's at least 1 or 2 I feel like I want to ask about soon that I haven't yet touched on.
Soon.
So, soon.
That is question number 7.
Sorry to hijack that one.
That's all right.
Question number 8 is a Randy anagram, like it always is.
Mm-hmm.
You've got HIPSTOSS. That is hips toss. And your hint is, hey, you think you can teach me that? Hey, you think you can teach me that? hips toss. That's your clue. Those are your letters. Rearrange those and give us an 8-letter word. That's the end of round number 2. So go ahead and submit your answers. We're going to start the countdown timer. And as soon as we get all 4 of you in, we're going to come back and reveal the correct answers from round number 2. Good luck, everybody.
Best of luck.
All right, there we go. We've got all the answers evaluated for round number 2, so let's move into the correct answers from said round, starting with question number 1.
Question number 1, named for a Mexican state bordered by Sonora and Coahuila, what desert covers the southern half of New Mexico, as well as the southeastern corner of Arizona? That was actually a good read this time. And that is the Chihuahuan Desert.
Chihuahuan Desert.
Chihuahuan.
Secret dog theme.
Secret dog
theme.
Is it a secret?
I don't know if it's secret.
Secret.
Question number 2. After leading the Nielsen ratings every year from 1971 to 1976, what CBS sitcom plummeted, falling outside even the top 10 when it was relocated to Wednesdays and Sundays in 1977? That is All in the Family.
Yeah, All in the Family moved to either Wednesdays or Sundays, depending on what season they were in. And in 1977, it dropped like all the way to like 12th or 13th, I want to say.
Is that Les Moonves is doing? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Moonves was CBS, but I'm not entirely certain. I'm just saying names I know.
Yes, you are. Question number 3. The Lacono and Taino culture and language developed from what group of indigenous peoples of South America and the Greater Antilles, who colonists juxtaposed with that of the Carib people? That would be the Arawak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the original naming of the Arawak versus the Carib is that the Arawak were considered quote unquote friendly to colonists, or more like had exploitable attitudes is more like it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Caribs were
were guarded.
Were guarded, exactly, for sure. But happy Indigenous Peoples Day. We know also that today is National Coming Out Day, so we got our nice rainbow flag up. And then, as a color compliment, Norway came up in the random number generator, the random TJ generator, actually.
And it is also Canadian Thanksgiving.
It is.
Yep.
Oh, we got so much stuff going on.
It was Canadian Thanksgiving. There was a doubleheader of Canadian football today.
That's right, there was. Ottawa and Montreal.
Ottawa, Montreal, and Hamilton and Toronto.
Go Tiger Cats.
Tiger Cats.
All right, moving on to question number 4. The photos taken on the following slide depicting events during D-Day and the Spanish Civil War were taken by what Hungarian-born photographer who was killed by a landmine in Vietnam? Moonves came around much later. That's good to know. 5 seconds before I show you war images. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. The image there on the left is from the D-Day invasion. The image on the right is the falling soldier, a famous photograph from the Spanish Civil War. Both were recorded by Robert Capa. Unfortunately to the team, that said Capra, because of the fact that that could be confused with another person. We can't give it to you, but Robert Capa is what we were looking for. Really hoping that wasn't just an autocorrect.
Yeah. Question number 5. What name is shared by the highest charting single for the singer John Bellion and the pop-punk band that was formed near Baltimore in 2003? They were specifically formed at Towson. This is All Time Low.
Which takes their name from the song Head-On Collision
by Newfound Glory.
And it feels like I'm at an all-time low. Yep.
There it is. Which I love that came out like 2 years before they formed. Like, that's how modern they were at that time. They're like, yeah, we're going to take our name from the song that came out like a year ago.
That would be like, what, if we named our band Industry Baby or something like that?
Yeah.
Industry Babies.
Yeah.
Question number 6. This one comes to you again from Sarah Ann Rapp, and my drink is empty now, but thank you very much, Sarah. Clink.
But your heart is full.
But my heart is full. Thank you, TJ. Appreciate that.
That was corny.
That was the assist. Alley-oop, dunked it down. Pretty much. Love that.
Okay.
Question number 6, again, comes to you from Sarah, who says, poodle cuts are thought to have originated to optimize the dog's work hunting waterfowl. This is in contrast to today's view of them as merely decorative and functionless, a characterization epitomized in Best in Show, by which Prancin' Pooch, I love that, Prancin' Pooch, looks like something you'd find underneath one of those old-timey carnival posters.
Yeah, I can
Come
see
the Prancin' Pooch.
Yeah, like with like the graffiti letters. Yeah. There we are.
With a name that puns on a colorful work of 20th century music, that is Rhapsody in White, bringing form to the function like some of y'all bitches never had to dive head first into freezing water for your dinner, and it shows.
I like that.
Yeah. I love her memes. I really do.
Question number 7. The following symbol represents what four-word concept in mathematics and philosophy that describes a proof of truth, depending on two conditions. So what four-word term is that? That's if and only if.
Yep. If and only if.
The little, if is good.
The little reflexive arrow.
Yep.
That's the one.
Gotta go with the Space Jam reference all the time.
If is good is not Space Jam. That's Hercules.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's right. That's Panic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Question number 8. Randy anagram time. Rearrange the following letters to form an 8-letter word. You've got hips toss. HIPSTOSS. And your hint is, hey, you think you could teach me that? Sure. For money. Just like sophists. Yes. Sophists. That was the fun one.
I will do that for money.
Yep. Poised, articulate, sophisticated, and confident and highly sexual. That's how Lindsay Nagel describes herself in her date with Ned Flanders.
Yep.
Prior to receiving...
Is that after the Star Wife videos?
I mean... Yes? Hold on. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Why have bologna when you can have steak? And your scoring update. Kanye West Nile Virus has 9 points and are in 4th place. 10 points in 3rd place, 3rd podium. 2nd place, 13 points for Team Coast to Coast. And in 1st place, it's Urban Meyer's grinding style of play. Yeah, I know.
Do you want to lead us into round number 3?
Yes, it is time for round number 3, which is the music round. That was
Can you tell he's excited?
Yeah, exactly. That was terrible. But yes, the music round will be posting a link in a Vokaroo link in the chat, and we will not be playing any filler music during this time. Feel free to listen, rewind, and listen again. Maybe listen a 3rd time. We won't tell anybody. So the Vokaroo link is going in the Facebook chat now, and Mickey will be putting it in the Twitch and the YouTube chat.
Yes, sir. Doing it right now. Here we go. YouTube.
And that is in. And once again, we will disappear and give you a 10-minute timer and come back at the 2-minute mark because the first 8 minutes, well, it goes by a lot quicker than you think.
Yeah, so we'll just give you a heads up that the last 2 are coming up. And during this time, we're not going to play any filler music, which I think TJ already mentioned.
Yep.
Just because we're going to give you the chance to concentrate as much as you can. Anyway, best of luck. You're going to hear 8 clips, blah, blah, blah. Everything's posted. If you need any help whatsoever, let us know. Good luck.
Best of luck.
Countdown. All right, everyone. It's 2 minutes remaining on the music round. Like TJ said earlier, we want to pop on because the first 8 minutes go by a lot quicker than the remaining 2. So I just want to give you a heads up and let you know how many minutes are left. You've got 2 minutes, a little less than 2 minutes at this point. Get your answers in when you can, and best of luck. We'll see you soon.
All right, time is up, and we're waiting for just a few more people. So please submit your answers, and we will get to those answers in just a moment.
Yep, because you haven't submitted yet, we're going to try to hurry you up a little bit with some more salsa. So enjoy. And if you've already submitted, this is probably the best time of the night to take a little break, you know, get up, powder your nose, refill your drink. I know I did. So, yeah, give yourself that couple of minutes. We will get those submissions. We will evaluate the answers, correct and otherwise,
and
get back to you.
Take a look at the Venmo and the PayPal. Venmo is at McKinney-Sizemore, and PayPal is at ksizemore@hotmail.com if you want to support DIY trivia.
That would really help us out. Thanks very much, and good luck to everybody who's yet to submit.
There goes that guy. So I'm going to come right out and say that I think people did really well, and I really like the songs that are in this round.
Oh, yeah, there's some good stuff. There's some good
fan.
stuff. Let's take a look at what we put in this round, starting with song number 1. You want to take it or should I?
And song number 1 was Airplanes, B.O.B. and Hayley Williams of Paramore. Because that's how it's credited on the album.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That was like her first solo feature, I think.
Before she did Stay the Night
Stay
with
the
Zed.
Night. Mm-hmm. Yep. Song number 2 was Independent Women, part number 1 by
Hands Up At Me.
Destiny's Child. Yes, this one comes off of the soundtrack for the first Charlie's Angels movie. Excellent song. I was looking at the waveform for this and like some of the spikes from the production were like, wow. You would think that would overpower this. It would like be a little too wall to wall, but nah, it's crisp.
It's good, yeah.
It's good.
Song number 3 was Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots, part 1. We were lenient. You didn't have to put pink robots. If you just put Yoshimi and something about robots, you good.
Yeah, I mean, like you have to mention that it's an antagonistic relationship.
Yes.
You can't say Yoshimi
Hugs them.
entertains the robots or anything like that, or has tea with robots.
Yep.
But yeah. Song number 4, you have Fingertips, part 2, Stevie Wonder.
To the team that gave us Little Stevie Wonder, which was
technically the most correct, yeah. That's one that was a very early Octopus question, was about Little Stevie Wonder and Little
Peggy March.
Little Peggy March. I will follow him.
Song number 5 was The Unforgiven by Metallica.
Off the Black Album.
Yeah, Metallica really coming up a lot lately, especially with like the 30th anniversary. Yeah, 30th anniversary of the Black Album.
Yeah, 1991 was when it was released. That makes sense.
So yeah, a lot of covers coming out. They did that whole big cover album.
I saw yesterday they now have a master class. They teach on what it's like to be in a band, which I think is probably an undertaught skill.
Yeah,
is working with other musicians. But yeah, Metallica definitely having a resurgence. Good for them.
Lars Ulrich on How to Sue Napster. Song number 6 was Vermilion by Slipknot. Really like this song.
Is this one from Subliminal Verses? Or?
I think this is from the Subliminal Verses. If I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's
also
off of Iowa.
You'll notice, too, that the masks that the band are wearing in this particular photo is different from their usual masks. For performances of Vermilion, they don what they call their death masks, which are masks that are just a cast of the actual person's face that's underneath.
Yeah, there's a lot of mask lore in Slipknot, and I got lost down a wiki hole going through it.
Oh, there's a toss-up to be written on, like, Slipknot masks. One of these objects.
Song number 7 was Confessions, Part 2. What a banger.
Yeah, I mean, there's an interesting relationship, actually, between this and Metallica's Black Album. When we were kids, was it for Christmas? It might have been for Christmas.
Yeah.
We were given the Usher album Confessions. We, being, musically sheltered white kids, didn't know a whole lot about hip-hop and R&B, and brought it back to the store and returned it for Metallica's Black Album. Looking back on it from this vantage point, they're pretty damn close.
I lean Confessions.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Album is fantastic.
But Black Album's just like a collection of tracks. It's not an album.
Yeah. But Confessions is a fantastic album. And song number 8, one of my favorite songs of all time. This is Read All About It, Part 3 by Emily Sandé.
If you ever want to, go watch Britain's Got Talent and watch the Shadow Troupe from Poland, Attraction.
Is it Poland or Hungary?
I'm pretty sure it's Poland.
Is it Poland?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Poland. Watch Attraction performing to this song. You will cry. You will cry until you're dry.
Yeah. It is a fantastic song. I really like Emily Sandé.
All right, and as you may have figured out with the titles, these are all multi-part songs. Some of them are songs that were multi-part, like Read All About It and like Airplanes. Other ones kind of like had sequels.
Yep.
Like The Unforgiven had The Unforgiven Part 2 and The Unforgiven Part 3. Exactly. Yeah. Some of these
Airplanes Part 2 has Eminem on it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of Eminem, Love the Way You Lie is another one we could have done. Drop them in the chat if there were other ones that you would have liked to have seen, in a multi-part song round.
Yeah, there was a lot that got left on the cutting room floor here.
Yeah, but I think it ended up being a very varied round.
Yeah.
Maybe leaning a little bit more modern, but definitely
we had to be careful not to lean all the way modern, because a lot of modern artists have done that kind of style at this point.
All right, let's move into round number 4.
Yeah, let's do that.
And you're up first.
All right. Round number 4. Question number 1. Question number 1. Jack and Joxer are two of the main characters in what play by Irish dramatist Sean O'Casey, whose first title character shares their name with an Academy Award-winning film from 2007. Jack and Joxer are two of the main characters in what play by Irish dramatist Sean O'Casey, whose first title character shares their name with an Academy Award-winning film from 2007. What is that play? That's question number 1.
All right, question number 2, along with Saturday Night Fever and The Bodyguard. What 2002 movie soundtrack is one of only 3 to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, thanks in part to vocalist Dan Tyminski of Union Station? Vocalist Dan Tyminski of Union Station is just one of the collaborators on what 2002 movie soundtrack, which, along with Saturday Night Fever and The Bodyguard,
Just a Whitney album.
Just a Whitney album.
Yeah, it's just a Whitney album.
I mean, the second side is a bunch of other artists as well.
Yeah, but
yeah,
who listens to the second side?
exactly. But anyway, what 2002 movie soundtrack is one of only 3 to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year? T, are you looking into the year?
Yes, I am right now.
Anyway, that's question number 2. I'll take your question number 3 while that's happening.
That's fine.
Question number 3.
2000, boss.
2000?
2000.
2000. Was it your mistake or mine?
Neither
one of us is going to claim it. That's fine.
Might have been mine.
Okay, so amend that here. 2002 is incorrect. It's 2000 movie
2000,
soundtrack.
yep.
That's the one. Question number 3. Named for a NASA administrator, which telescope is scheduled to replace the Hubble Space Telescope in December of 2021? Starting in December of 2021, what telescope is scheduled to replace the Hubble Space Telescope?
A rare mention of Exhibit.
Yeah, Exhibit.
Non-Pimp My Ride Exhibit.
Non-Pimp My Ride. You know what I remember Exhibit from?
The X-Files?
The X-Files, I Want to Believe. Yes.
Yep, he was one of the lead investigators.
He was. Yep. All right. Question number 4.
Question number 4. What cliche is thought to have originated in the 1970s and 80s when office consultants would encourage employees to find creative solutions to the 9-dot puzzle seen on the following slide? So what cliche is said to have come from this 9-dot puzzle throughout the 70s and the 80s? What office cliche is that? Dot. That is question number 4.
Question number 5. Catherine Zuber won the last combined Tony Award for Best Scenic Design for her work on what 2005 Broadway musical, which is seen on the following slide, and whose title contains an Italian architectural feature. So this is a photograph from what Broadway musical? In 2005, Catherine Zuber won the last combined field of musical and play for Best Scenic Design for this musical that has an Italian architectural term in its title. What is the name of that musical? That is question number 5.
And question number 6 goes a bit like this. A member of the 2019 Hall of Fame class, what Phillies pitcher threw the second ever postseason no-hitter in 2010 to help sweep the Cincinnati Reds, just 6 months after recording a perfect game? A member of the 2019 Hall of Fame class, what Philly pitcher threw a second ever postseason no-hitter in 2010 behind Don Larson's perfect game in 55, I want to say?
Really?
Something like that, yeah. To help sweep the Cincinnati Reds just 6 months after recording a perfect game. What pitcher is that? It's question 6.
Who did Larson play for?
The Yankees.
Okay. Question number 7. Victories, such as those at the Battle of Breitenfeld during the 30 Years' War, earned what king and commander the epithet Lion of the North?
56, not 55.
That was close.
Yeah.
The Lion of the North was an epithet given to what king and commander who was victorious in battles of the 30 Years' War, including the Battle of Breitenfeld? What is the name of that king and commander known as the Lion of the North? That's question number 7. TJ, round us out.
And question number 8, named for a historical duchy and notorious for its pungency, what is the name of the Belgian cheese seen on the following slide? Named for a historical duchy, what is this Belgian cheese known for its pungency?
Y'all know you're ready for the Belgian cheese content.
Belgian cheese. Mm-hmm. So what Belgian cheese is that? That's question 8. And you know what time it is right now?
Recap. Gotta recap it. Starting with question number 1, Jack and Joxer are two of the main characters in what play by Irish dramatist Sean O'Casey, whose first title character, shares their name with an Academy Award-winning film from 2007. What's the name of that play? That's question number 1.
And question number 2 with a on-the-fly edit here. Along with Saturday Night Fever and The Bodyguard, what 2000 movie soundtrack is one of only 3 to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, thanks in part to vocalist Dan Tyminski of Union Station? What 2000 movie is one of only 3 to have won the Album of the Year for a movie soundtrack? That's question 2.
And question number 3, named for a NASA space administrator, NASA space administrator? Space administrator is not a job.
Can I have that?
Right.
I'm
Put that on my business card.
administrator of space.
Have that nice little like black matte sheen with little star flecks in it.
Yeah.
Space administrator.
Nice.
Do this angle it back and forth, it shines.
It's like being a space tourist.
Question number 3, named for a NASA administrator, which telescope is scheduled to replace the Hubble Space Telescope in December of 2021? Short and sweet, right to the point. Which telescope will replace the Hubble Space Telescope in December of 2021?
Only a couple months from now.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Question number 4. What cliche is thought to have originated in the 70s and 80s when office consultants would encourage employees to find creative solutions to this 9-dot puzzle? So what office cliche is thought to have originated in the 70s and 80s based on this 9-dot puzzle? That is question number 4.
Question number 5. Catherine Zuber won the last combined Tony Award for Best Scenic Design for her work on what 2005 Broadway musical, which is seen on the following slide and contains the name of an Italian architectural feature. So the name of an Italian architectural feature appears in the title of what Broadway musical, which in 2005 earned Catherine Zuber the last combined award for Best Scenic Design, the last combined Tony Award for Best Scenic Design. I mentioned that in the previous slide, right? Yeah, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anyway, that's question number 5.
And question number 6, a member of the 2019 Hall of Fame class, what Phillies pitcher threw the second ever postseason no-hitter in 2010 to help sweep the Cincinnati Reds just 6 months after recording a perfect game? What Phillies pitcher is that? That's question number 6.
Boy, that's a year.
Yeah, it is.
Question number 7. Victories, such as those at the Battle of Breitenfeld during the 30 Years' War, earned what king and commander the epithet Lion of the North? The Lion of the North was a common epithet for what king and commander who was victorious in the 30 Years' War at the Battle of Breitenfeld? That's question number 7. Moving on to our last one.
And question number 8, named for a historical duchy and notorious for its pungency, what is the name of the Belgian cheese seen on the following slide? So what is the name of this Belgian cheese known for its pungency and named after a duchy?
It's hard to hear the word duchy without thinking of Musical Youth.
Yep. What is
It's hard
that
to think of Musical Youth without thinking of that time I saw a Musical Youth Greatest Hits album.
And like, how many times can they put past the duchy on
Yeah,
there?
how many ones are past the duchy remixes?
Yep. What Belgian cheese is that? That is question number 8. And get your answers in, and we will see you in just a little bit.
Best of luck, everybody. Enjoy the salsa. Okay, hit play. There it is.
All right, let's go through those answers here for round number 4, and we'll get to the score check.
And round number 5.
Mm-hmm. Question number 1. Jack and Joxer are two of the main characters in what play by Irish dramatist Sean O'Casey, whose first title character shares their name with an Academy Award-winning film from 2007. That 2007 film is Juno, and this is Juno and the Paycock.
Sean O'Casey, not to be confused with the guy who played first base for the Reds.
Sean Casey, yeah.
Sean Casey, yeah.
Yep, one of the...
Remember those uniforms with the vest and the pinstripe?
Yeah.
I like those.
Those were good. Sean Casey had one of the weirdest MLB careers also. He was one of the first big outcome hitters before the analytics boom.
Which is what, just strikeouts and homers?
It's strikeout, home run, walk.
Oh, walk is part of it, too.
Yeah, it's the three true outcomes.
True outcomes.
Yeah.
Question number 2, along with Saturday Night Fever and The Bodyguard. What 2002 movie soundtrack is one of only 3 to win... 2000 movie soundtrack is one of only 3 to win the Grammy Award for Album of the Year, thanks in part to vocalist Dan Tyminski of Union Station. Well, Dan Tyminski was, of course, in Union Station, which also had Alison Krauss, who contributed to this soundtrack. That is the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. We wrote this question 2 weeks ago, and since then, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou has come up in a bunch of different places.
That's the problem when you have to push a game back.
That's the problem when you had to push a game back, is like, they're going to use my material.
Well, yeah. It seems to happen that there is one thing that people will just go on a kick about, and everybody just kind of gets the same idea at the same time.
It happens. It happens. Just to give you a little bit more information, Dan Tyminski is the one who provides the vocals for the fictional Soggy Bottom Boys in Man of Constant Sorrow.
Mm-hmm. Question number 3, named for a NASA administrator, a space administrator.
Administrator.
What telescope is scheduled to replace the Hubble Space Telescope in December of this year? That is the James Webb Space Telescope.
I mean, it's also pretty.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
It looks nice.
It looks like you might have made it in Minecraft, but it looks nice.
It's 8-bit.
Hell yeah. Question number 4. What cliche is thought to have originated in the 1970s and 80s when office consultants would encourage employees to find creative solutions to the 9 dots puzzle seen on the following slide?
Dots.
Yep, 9 dots puzzle is what it's called. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you could I know I can't actually visually represent this because I'm just going to be touching my own screen. But, you can go around the edges here like that. But I haven't touched all of them. Or wait, no, I did touch all of them. That's easy.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, one of the other solutions for the 9 dots puzzle is by literally going outside the box. You can, go from the top left, and you go out and tuck back underneath the bottom left and stuff like that. Yep. Now you're thinking. Thinking outside the box.
Question number 5. Catherine Zuber won the last combined Tony Award for Best Scenic Design for her work on what 2005 Broadway musical? See on the following slide, and whose title contains an Italian architectural feature. That is the light in the piazza. Yeah, for the team that gave us a light in the piazza, we accepted that. Beautiful, beautifully sung musical. I really like the score from this one. Whenever I would test a new set of speakers, there were a handful of songs I'd put it through, and the title track from The Light in the Piazza is one of them. Give me a second. Oh, maybe. The whole thing about 38 dots. Yeah.
Question number 6.
No problem. Sorry.
A member of the 2019 Hall of Fame class, what Phillies pitcher threw the second ever postseason no-hitter in 2010 to help sweep the Cincinnati Reds? Hey, speaking of Shad Casey,
Yep.
I don't think he was on that team, but
Secret Reds theme.
Secret Reds theme. Just 6 months after recording a perfect game as well. That is, rest in peace, Roy Halladay.
A lot of interesting things about Roy Halladay. We saw his MLB debut when he played against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at the time.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Boy, was he good.
His plane crashed about 15 miles from here.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, because it crashed in Holiday.
Yeah.
And when he pitched his perfect game, thing that people don't realize about that is the pitcher on the losing side also had a shutout. He gave up 1 run in the 3rd inning, and it was Josh Johnson, really underrated Marlins pitcher, because of course it was against the Marlins. Of course it was against the Marlins.
And of course he got no bat support.
No.
Of course, it sounded like Halladay didn't either.
That was Josh's first loss of the year. He dropped to 5-1. I think his ERA went from 0.9 to 1.2. What? Come on now. Getting Jacob deGrom out here.
Question number 7. Victories such as those at the Battle of Breitenfeld during the 30 Years' War earned what king and commander the epithet Lion of the North? Lion of the North was the nickname for Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden. Yeah, earning some battlefield cred out there. And last one.
And question number 8, named for a historical duchy and notorious for its pungency. I'm going to think of musical youth the whole night, aren't I? What is the name of the Belgian cheese that is seen on this slide? That is good old-fashioned Limburger.
Yep. That's the one that I think the most famous thing about Limburger cheese might be, hey, did you know it's the one that Jim Carrey stuck in his pockets when he was playing the Grinch so that people would think he was disgusting? People already thought Jim was disgusting. I promise you that.
Yeah.
How do I make myself feel like an unapproachable asshole? Oh, I could just be Jim Carrey. I mean, not saying anything too aggressive, but yeah, he gets wrapped up into stuff for sure. Anyway, what we got, TJ?
Well, let's go to the leaderboard to find out. In fourth place with 24 points, we have third Podium. Tied for second with 27 points apiece, we have Team Coast to Coast and Kanye West Nile Virus. And in first place, it is the very depressing need for a Jaguars fan, Urban Meyer's grinding style of play.
All right, let's move into round number 5 and finish out tonight. Thanks everybody for joining us. Nice slow evening. Nothing wrong with that. We appreciate bringing these questions to you after they've been sitting in the fridge for a while.
Getting nice and ripe.
Anyway,
like one burger.
Question number 1: the 2 parts of the Pacific Journal of Adam Ewing make up the first and last section of what 2004 novel that begins in the Chatham Islands in the 1850s, travels through a futuristic state of Korea, and also a post-apocalyptic Hawaiian society? What 2004 novel is comprised partly of the Pacific Journal of Adam Ewing? It begins in the Chatham Islands in the 1850s, travels through a futuristic state of Korea, and also a post-apocalyptic Hawaiian society. What is the name of that 2004 novel with all those layers? That's question number 1.
Question number 2, the city of Jamrud.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Jamrud is the eastern terminus of what mountainous region that crosses the valley of Peshawar and ends at the Landa Kotal near Afghanistan's Nangarhar province. So the city of Jamrud is the eastern terminus of what mountainous region that crosses the valley of Peshawar and ends at the Landa Kotal near Afghanistan's Nangarhar province. So what mountainous region is that? That's question 2.
Question number 3. Like her brother Phil, what hockey player spent her college career at the University of Minnesota? Unlike her brother Phil, this woman won a gold medal for the United States at the 2018 Winter Olympics. What woman won a gold medal for the United States in ice hockey at the 2018 Winter Olympics? Like her brother Phil, she spent her college career playing for the University of Minnesota. Go Golden Gophers.
Golden Gophers.
Go Golden Gophers. That's right. That's question number 3.
Question number 4. FBI agent Don Epps frequently enlisted the help of his brother Charlie at in the faculty at the fictional California Institute of Science on what CBS series that aired from 2005 to 2010?
CBS getting both the TV questions tonight.
What CBS series from 2005 to 2010 featured Don and his brother Charlie in the faculty at the fictional California Institute of Science? That's question 4.
Question number 5. In one of his first concerts, Andres Segovia performed works composed by what Spanish musician, who, despite being known as the father of classical guitar, is probably best remembered today for the Grand Valse, from which the Nokia ringtone was derived. The Nokia ringtone is derived from which Spanish guitarist Gran Valse? This father of classical guitar was one of the performers that Andres Segovia, I guess you would say covered? One of the composers, rather, whose works Andres Segovia performed in one of his first concerts. What is the name of the father of classical guitar who was that Spanish musician? That's question number 5.
Question number 6. Frans Hals was mistakenly credited with several paintings created by what woman? Perhaps the most important female painter of the Dutch Golden Age, whose works are seen on the following slide. So what painter did these works? This woman was probably the most influential painter of the Dutch Golden Age.
Mm-hmm. And some of her works were mistakenly attributed to Frans Hals.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All those things. Nobody else got to see that, thankfully.
Anyway, that's question number 6. Question number 7. For their iconic MTV Unplugged in New York album, Nirvana opened with what song, which was also the only track from that set to originally appear on the band's debut album, Bleach. For their iconic Unplugged set, Nirvana opened with what song, which was also the only track from the set that originally appeared on the band's debut album, Bleach.
There's also 2 covers on that set, too.
3.
3?
Oh. Yep.
Yep.
I won't say the other one until
I think
this
I'm
comes
missing
in.
one. Okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
I was trying to remember the other one. I was pretty sure there were 3.
Question number 8, seen on the following slide, is the redacted poster for what 1956 film, the first documentary to win the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival? This is the poster for a 1956 documentary, the first to win the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. What documentary is it? That's question 8, and you know what time it is.
Recap. Starting here again with question number 1, the 2 parts of the Pacific Journal of Adam Ewing make up the first and last section of what 2004 novel that begins in the Chatham Islands in the 1850s, and travels through a futuristic state of Korea and a post-apocalyptic Hawaiian society. What 2004 novel bounces around all those locales? That's question number 1.
And question number 2, the city of Jamrud is the eastern terminus of what mountainous region that crosses the valley of Peshawar and ends at the Landa Kotal near Afghanistan's Nangarhar province. So what mountainous region is that? That is question number 2.
Question number 3. Like her brother Phil, what hockey player spent her college career at the University of Minnesota? Unlike her brother Phil, this woman won a gold medal for the United States at the 2018 Winter Olympics. What ice hockey gold medalist is that? That's question number 3.
Question number 4, FBI agent Don Epps frequently enlisted the help of his brother Charlie and the faculty of the fictional California Institute of Science on what CBS series that aired from 2005 to 2010. What CBS series had Don and Charlie Epps? That's question 4.
Question number 5. In one of his first concerts, Andres Segovia performed works composed by what Spanish musician, who, despite being known as the father of classical guitar, is probably best remembered for the Grand Valse, from which the Nokia ringtone was derived? What Spanish musician is regarded as the father of classical guitar? That's question number 5.
Question number 6, Franz Hals was mistakenly credited with several paintings created by what woman, perhaps the most important female painter of the Dutch Golden Age, seen on this slide. So Franz Hals was mistakenly credited with several of this woman's works, who is perhaps the most important female painter of the Dutch Golden Age.
You wanted to play salsa music, and now I've got the instrumental bridge from Vivir Mi Vida stuck in my head.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's an all-time great song.
Mm-hmm. So what Dutch painter is that? That is question number 6.
Question number 7. For their iconic MTV Unplugged in New York album, Nirvana opened with what song, which was also the only track from that set that originally appeared on the band's debut album, Bleach? No Nevermind, no In Utero. Which song from MTV Unplugged, for the MTV Unplugged set, did Nirvana perform that was also the only song off of their album Bleach?
That was the opener.
It was the opener. Mm-hmm. Question number 7.
And your last of the evening, seen on the following slide, is the redacted poster for what 1956 film, which was the first documentary to win the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. So what 1956 documentary feature is this the poster for? That is question number 8. And please get your answers in, and we will see you in just a little bit. If you want to and you feel so inclined, please hit up the Venmo at McKinney-Sizemore or the PayPal, ksizemore@hotmail.com. We love bringing these questions to you every week.
Yep. It's been a lot of fun. Best of luck with the final round, and we'll see you in a little bit. Bye for now. All right, we are back with our last reveal of the evening. Here's round number 5. Here are your answers, starting with question number 1. The 2 parts of the Pacific Journal of Adam Ewing make up the first and last sections of what 2004 novel that begins in the Chatham Islands in the 1850s and travels to a futuristic state of Korea and through a post-apocalyptic Hawaiian society. That would be Cloud Atlas, written by David Mitchell. No, not that one.
Yep. A bit of Fry and Mitchell.
Mitchell and Webb. It's that Mitchell and Webb look.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of Fry and Laurie.
That's it.
Yep.
I mixed up 2 comedy duos.
Yep.
Nice.
It happens.
Question 2. The city of Jamrud is the eastern terminus of what mountainous region that crosses the valley of Peshawar and ends at the Landa Kotal near Afghanistan's Nangarhar province? Well, if you know that life is a highway, you can go to the Khyber Pass and Vancouver's Lights.
Yep. I mean, Mozambique gets a mention.
Yep.
That's something.
Cochran doing his work.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was the Khyber Pass. If you just said Khyber, we're fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Question number 3. Like her brother Phil, what hockey player spent her college career at the University of Minnesota? Unlike her brother Phil, this woman won a gold medal for the United States at the 2018 Winter Olympics. We had an Esposito, which is a good guess. There's a Phil Esposito out there. But we were looking for Amanda Kessel.
Yep. Amanda Kessel is fantastic. But this gets to be to bring up one of my favorite things that's happened. The Toronto Sun put out an article in 2015 that said that their 2 highest paid players, Phil Kessel and Tyler Bozak, would never win a Stanley Cup.
Okay.
In 2016, Phil Kessel was traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins and won the first of his 2 straight Stanley Cups. Ooh. And then in 2019, Tyler Bozak centered the second line for the Blues as they won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
they both won the Stanley Cup before the Maple Leafs, and they were both run out of town by Toronto media.
That's apparently a thing.
Maple Leaf media is real, and it is bad.
I don't know if it's bad, but it's certainly rough.
Yeah. But anyway, love Amanda Kessel. She has a great game as a winger. Question number 4. Sorry, I got on a tangent there. Question number 4. FBI agent Don Epps frequently enlisted the help of his brother Charlie and the faculty at the fictional California Institute of Science on what CBS series that aired from 2005 to 2010. And that... Kessel run. I like that. That is Numbers.
I was basically years old when I learned that Cal-Sci was fictional.
Yep.
That was embarrassing.
I was like, what? I wanted to write about a fictional university that was featured heavily in a TV show. And the first thing I thought of was Numbers.
Makes sense.
I was like, I don't think I've asked about Numbers before.
Numbers was a good show.
I liked
Numbers was a good show. I liked it. It was a fresh take. You know? I mean, there are only so many ways you can do the police procedural. Unless you're Dick Wolf, you say, the show's called FBI. It's about the FBI.
All right,
okay.
Dick, calm down.
Yeah, okay, Dick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Question number 5. In one of his first concerts, Andres Segovia performed works composed by what Spanish musician, who, despite being known as the father of classical guitar, is probably best remembered for the Grand Valse, from which the Nokia ringtone was derived. Of course, the Grand Valse is a guitar piece. We're not saying that it was non-guitar. We're saying that this guy was so influential, he was known as the father of classical guitar, but all we know him for is that is Francisco Tárrega. Francisco Tárrega. Yep.
That's a blessing and a curse.
That is a blessing and a curse. That's longevity for sure.
Yep. Question number 6. Franz Hals was mistakenly credited with several paintings created by what woman? Perhaps the most important female painter of the Dutch Golden Age, whose works are seen on the following slide and blocked by our face. Now see those 2 faces.
Yeah. 5. 6 if you count the cat, as we do.
Yeah, well, I was talking about the one on the left.
Oh, okay.
We were specifically blocking those 2.
All right. And who was that, TJ?
So what Dutch Golden Age painter is this?
Want to hit reveal?
Yep. That was Judith Lester. I forgot we were doing the...
Yeah, you forgot his answer reveal. You thought I asked you the question.
That is Judith Lester. Yep.
I could hear it in your tone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, big boss, you want to press the button? Yep. Judith Lester, probably the best remembered female painter. Well, definitely the best remembered female painter of the Dutch Golden Age. Probably one of the most influential female painters of the 17th century, I believe, is when she was active. But, yeah, Judith Leister. Get to know her.
Oh, man.
Question number 7. For their iconic MTV Unplugged in New York album, Nirvana opened with what song, which was also the only track from the set that originally appeared on the band's debut album, Bleach. Now, before we cut to this, we were talking about how there are 3 covers on Nirvana's MTV Unplugged. TJ remember the first 2 before I did.
Which was Lake of Fire by the Meat Puppets, originally done by the Meat Puppets, and The Man Who Sold the World, originally done by David Bowie.
And then the last one is Where Did You Sleep Last Night, which was originally performed by Leadbelly. None of that's... It's all immaterial to this question.
Just a fun trip down memory lane.
Mm-hmm. And the answer is... About a Girl.
Need an easy friend.
Yep. About a Girl. I mean, the versions are pretty different from Bleach to the Unplugged.
A lot of things are different from Bleach to other eras of Nirvana.
Yes, that's also true. A lot of things are pretty decently different from Unplugged to any of the Nirvana albums, too.
Yep.
But yeah, About a Girl.
And your last one of the evening. See on the following slide is the redacted poster for what 1956 documentary. It was the first to win the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, as a documentary, of course. They also did Oh Me and Plateau on Unplugged. Cool.
Interesting.
They were on a Meat Puppets kick.
Wonder if those are bonus tracks.
And that is The Silent World, Jacques Cousteau's The Silent World.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, let's go to the scores.
Or Le Monde de Silence, if you're fancy.
If you fancy like that. Not like fancy like, but fancy like that. Yeah. Ugh. 33 points, 4th place for third podium. 37 points, third place for Kanye West Nile Virus. In second place with 39 points, it's Team Coast to Coast. And with 44 points, it's a phrase you don't get to say often, but congratulations, Urban Meyer.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't been said this season.
No.
Speaking of football and the Octopus, TJ pointed out that just a little bit ago,
tight end Mark Andrews of the Baltimore Ravens just completed the Octopus.
Yep, he caught a Lamar Jackson touchdown pass for 6 points, and then he
one
caught
for 2.
1 for 2 points on the conversion attempt.
Lamar and Mark combining for the Octo.
That's right. Excellent. Well, thanks very much for being a part of this, everybody. We are aiming to come back, just as happy and prepared as ever for next week's game, and hopefully I'll do some more advertising.
Yeah, we'll do some more advertising, but
we'll
we
bring
thank
some
you
people
for
to really set it off.
Yeah, we're just happy everybody that the people who did showed up, had a good time. We love bringing you these questions. Once again, if you want to hit the PayPal at ksizemore@hotmail.com or the Venmo and McKinney-Sizemore helps keep us going, and if you want to support DIY trivia.
Mm-hmm. Yep, helps keep the game free too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Thanks for playing, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great evening.
Bye for now.